compared to these things. I've already buffed and cleaned these, sanded them down a couple times, and I'm always just trying to maintenance them and just keep them going. But they're just getting to that point now where they just need to be changed. New ones are going to be these here. Gonna be clear with the clear corners and black housings. Look nice. Got these on Amazon. Now before removing the headlights, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on my lights. Now what I'm gonna do is, once we replace the headlight with the new one on the truck, we are going to get different adjustments. I mean, you know, during shipment, everything can bounce around and it's not going to be at the right level, your headlight. So what I did, I'm doing this in my garage. So just for demonstration purposes, I just put a thing here, but put a sheet up. And what I did was I put a piece of paper right where the beam of light is for both sides. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a step back, and you're going to kind of look at it. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but what you're going to do is you're going to find where that beam of light is and where it's the most dense, and you're just going to create a line. Okay. And you're going to create an area of where the densest part of the most dense part of the light is. So now what's going to happen is, once we replace the headlight housing, if it's all the way up here, well, now we already have the marking of where the light was previously and where I like it. That's how I've always been driving it for years, where it's at right now. I'm not going to move the sheet, and I'm not going to move the truck. They're going to stay right where they're at the whole time during the install. So if the light's up here, we can adjust them back down to here. Okay. So now I'm going to do the same thing to this side. And it looks like I kind of got right there and right here. So now my main goal is, when I replace these headlights, the housings, and I put the bulbs back in, I'm getting it back into those spots there. All right. So let's go ahead and remove these now. First thing we're going to do is open up the hood. So you're actually not going to need any tools, really. You don't need to take off any of the plastics here. It's actually really quite simple to take these headlights off. On the 99 to 2002 models, you're going to have two of these little brackets right here. They're like L brackets. You're just going to literally push them outward towards you, just like that. Do the same thing for this one. It's that easy. You're just going to pull them up, set it aside, pull it up, set it aside. It is that easy to pull them out. Okay, from there, you're just going to gently pull them out. Just like that. You might get caught up on like little things like the hood latch here, your grill right here. Again, you just shimmy it out, and then just make sure that your wires aren't getting caught up on anything, and it'll just pull out like that. Now, I don't like messing with these clips because the truck's obviously older. It's about 20 years old, so these might break. What I like to do is just rotate the light bulb out. This, by the way, is going to be your high beam light, and then just set it aside. Literally just let it rest right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the low beam. Now I have aftermarket HIDs, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful with it. But again, you just pull them out, and just let it hang off to the side there. Just like that. I like doing that because now you don't risk breaking any of the your plastic or anything like that. Now I'm gonna remove the lower light. It's gonna have your marker, turn signal, and then your daytime running lights right here in the middle. This is my high beam. Might be a little bit hard to see. I'm gonna use one of the bracket holders as a pointer here. But you're gonna see this little bracket right here. It's actually like a tab, okay? I'm touching on it right there. So now that tab, you're just gonna gently put your finger on it and push it towards your marker light. And then you're gonna push it towards the marker light like that way, and then pop it out. And it's literally that easy. So how this holds in the truck is you have this tab over here that is gonna go inside this bracket right here. And so when you're putting the new one in, you're gonna go in this side first, like that, and then you're gonna push this side in and clip it in with this one. With this here. So that's what I was talking about with your finger. You're just gonna push it in like that, and then it's just gonna pop right out. Messing with these clips, they're old, they're brittle, so I just trim them and then pull it out. This one is gonna have a little bit of a tab on it, so you're gonna have to just carefully push down on this and then twist at the same time. And then same thing for this one, you just turn it and it comes right out. So these are perfectly fine just hanging right there. You don't need to unclip them from the harnesses and risk breaking them. And then now you have the lower part out. So now for me, I don't like having the daytime running lights on. So what I actually did was I just took the bulb out. Took the bulb out, left it like that. It's been like that for years, absolutely no issues. You just make sure that your gasket is good so you don't get condensation, stuff like that building up in there, but it's been fine like that. So I'm gonna keep it like that. I think the only thing I'm gonna have an issue with is you can see that this light bulb is not orange anymore, and it's kind of just all that stuff is all that cover on the light bulb is just peeling off, and obviously this one is clear, so you're gonna be able to see that. So I don't know how that's gonna look at night, but we'll figure it out, and I could always change it to like LEDs or something later. And then same thing for your turn or your parking lights. The old housing was orange. This one's gonna be clear now, and it has a clear reflector. So all I'm gonna do here is just take off the shipping protectors. Make sure that stuff doesn't get in there. Dirt, stuff like that. And then we're just gonna reinstall. Put it in there. Turn it tight. Make sure to be careful not to break them. These things are so brittle. So this one's in and the locking tab is working. Man, I don't like that. All right, so once you get the 3 back in there, you're gonna slide this end in first, back on that bracket that I was telling you about earlier. And then, I didn't show this before. Let me show you guys this part. Let me show you guys this part. That is where the tab is gonna slide into that rectangle hole right there. Right where the light's at. That's where the tab is gonna slide into. So once you push that in, you hear it click, it'll be right in place. Just make sure it's not gonna pop out. So now we're all good with the lower part. Now I'm gonna install the headlight housing. So again, I'm just gonna take the bulb and slide it into place. So now once the holes line back up, you're just gonna take your pins and you're gonna slide those back into place. So during the install, I actually found it incredibly tight to get it in, and I was almost going to break the brackets here trying to get these pins back in. What I realized is that from factory, these lights were actually so out of adjustment. They were so far out of adjustment, it made it difficult to install it. The gaps down here were just way off, and it was pretty much hitting the chrome plastic part down here. I couldn't even put it in, so I actually had to take the housing back out and just tighten up both the high beam and the low beam, and just to get it back, you know, just to adjust it upward so that the pins could actually go in. So as you can see now, I got it in, and the housing is a lot more comfortable, and it's not pushing up against the chrome or the plastic or any, that's the fake chrome anyways. So right now I'm going to turn on the light, and we're going to look at the paper. So there we go. So you can see the old one over here, where that one was at. And then now you can see the new light here. Remember, this light, even the whole cloud of light was down here by the paper. So my new beam is actually right up here. Is right up here, and that's kind of where it's squared off, all up in this area. But I need it down here in this area, so we're gonna adjust it some more. So your adjustment screw, while it's installed on the vehicle, is gonna be right inside of this hole here. And then if you look down, you're gonna see the screw right there. So we're just gonna get a screwdriver, place that down in there. There we go. So now I got it on there. So while we're turning it, we're gonna watch that. Hard to see on the camera, but it is slowly going down. Okay, so I got it adjusted back into that area. So now we're good with this one. Now the same process is going to be for the passenger side. So right there we have the finished product. And then an after and before. Before and after. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys want to do the 6-month follow-up, just hit subscribe, follow along. In 6 months I'll do a short, not an actual video, but just a short on YouTube. I don't really do those, but I'm going to try to start using those a little bit more. And once I get some weather and we'll see if there's any condensation buildup or anything like that in there, I'll go ahead and do a little video and update, and also just see how they've been holding up over the time. So all right, thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped, and have a good one.